What did Jesus say about purpose? One of the first statements that Jesus spoke publicly at the start of his ministry is much more profound than most people realize. In Mark 1:17, Jesus said, "Come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." He said this to some common, everyday fishermen who later became his disciples and eventually leaders. Jesus was a religious teacher, but notice, he didn't say they had to become professional teachers or rabbis in order to follow him. God wanted to use them in the way they were created. They were fishermen, and Jesus said, you don't have to lose your trade, but just realize and realign what you already know to become fishers of men. God wants to use you uniquely in the special way that you were already created. At Connection, we realize that finding purpose is great, but how to find it can be difficult sometimes. And since we believe that this is such an important part of your life, we offer a free resource to help you discover your gifts and passions. It's called Growth Track. In Growth Track, there's 4 main elements. The first one is to simply know Jesus. You'll learn why your relationship with Jesus is so important and even have an opportunity to partner with Connection Church. The second element is finding freedom. This is crucial because we all have a past, and if we're totally honest with ourselves, how often does that past hold us back? It may stop us from going places, talking to certain people, or even have us living in shame that isolates us completely. According to Dr. Brené Brown, shame keeps us from forming healthy relationships that we need. In Connection Church, we believe that part of getting free comes through being part of Connect groups. Across adulthood, relationships play an important role in physical and mental health. Connect groups are safe places for people to be open and honest without judgment. Some of your closest friendships in life will form in Connect groups. When you're free of your yesterdays, you can fully engage in what God has planned for your life. The third element is to discover purpose. This ties in everything we talked about at the beginning of this video. Finding purpose is a goal that we should all strive for, but we'll never find our purpose until we're free of our yesterdays. And sometimes we see people putting the cart before the horse. So finding purpose comes when we are free of our past. What would you say if I told you that Growth Track offers some specifically designed profile quizzes that will give you the really good idea of how God created you? Along with biblical truths, there's gifts that the Bible mentions that you may not even be aware of. And when you realize that you have been created in such a way that your gifts and talents precede purpose, it becomes exciting. And the last element, it slides in right after we found purpose. It's when we find what our purpose is that we can use it. So you'll have the opportunity to join Team Connect and make a difference. Team Connect is all of our ministry teams that makes our services happen. There's so many opportunities to use your gifts and talents for God. Can you use them every day at work or at home? Absolutely. But there's something amazing that happens when we unite these gifts of passions and things that God's created us with other believers. We have an opportunity to serve others and spread the gospel in a fun way. It's on a team that God will develop your gifts and talents and really allow you to start connecting the dots to see that He designed you in a special way. John 10:10 says a thief has only one thing in mind. He wants to steal, he wants to slaughter, he wants to destroy. But Jesus says, I've come to give you everything in abundance, more than you expect, life in its fullness until you overflow. God's intention is that you live a life that is abundant and overflowing. I would love for you to begin that journey in Growth Track.